Hey all, thanks for tuning in again. It is the end of 2021 here, and I thought it was time to just think back a little bit. Obviously, we have some downtime after Daytona, and so instead of just completely shutting the brain and the body off, I kind of shut the body off and then spent some time reflecting on how the year went, what I think went well, what I think didn't go as planned, and also start to make some plans for obviously the race schedule for 2022, as well as what I need to change, what I need to improve on to make the next step forward in my pro career, or to continue to search for that 1% better, or that couple percent better. And so yeah, that's what I'm going to talk a little bit about in this video. It was definitely not the year that I hoped for, but it was the year that I got, I guess, as the saying goes. After ending 2020 on such a high note, I really thought I was poised to come into the season and really just be very consistently at the front end of things. That definitely wasn't the case. Unfortunately, 2021 is officially the first year I've had in my race career since I started as a pro in 2014, where I did not have a win. And that's a little bit of a tough pill to swallow. That's definitely always been one of my goals, is to have a win on at least one win every calendar year. Didn't happen this year. That's always a tough one to swallow. I want to go show up and win races. That's where I think I need to be as an athlete. I need to be able to at least a couple times per year put together a race where everything comes together. And I mean, let's be honest, you saw the level of competition increase significantly over the last couple of years. Times are getting faster and faster and faster. And in order to win race at, no matter if it's a smaller field or these large championship races, you have to come and put together a flawless race. You have to show up and put everything together. And I had races where I was fit, but I didn't execute the game plan well. Florida is one Haines City 70.3 is one that had me a little bit frustrated with myself. I definitely felt that I had a good shot to win that race after the fact, and just didn't execute on the bike especially. I made some mistakes there. So I came away with second place, which is, nothing to scoff at, but, that was kind of the best opportunity I had to snag a win this year, and it just didn't happen. I had some other decent races. I think I performed fairly well at Galveston. The competition was really good, and I didn't ride well enough again to have a chance. I had some rather poor races. Miami comes to mind, where I definitely got exposed on my bike handling and lost a ton of time through the tight corners. So that definitely goes into one of the negatives areas of improvement for the year. And then obviously I spent a decent amount of time fighting some injuries and things like that. So anyways, not what I had hoped for out of the year, but we can only take what we got, take what we earned, and move forward and try to focus on what went well and what I need to do to keep that going well. And then also, some of the negative things or things that didn't go so well, and what I need to do to address those moving forward. So from the positive side of things, I definitely saw some improvements on the swim. Early on, I swam well every race this year, with the exception of the Collins Cup. That one was just okay. But obviously I was paired up with two really good swimmers. The top two times the year came out of that race, and so I was alone for most of the day on that swim. And obviously I need to be able to swim by myself as well. But that was kind of my poorest swim of the year. But even so, when I compare it to the times of the other people, that wasn't a terrible performance. But I definitely improved very well on the swim. I need to continue to do that. I need to be a first pack swimmer every race, or at least the first chase pack. There's always going to be some of those top guys that go off on the front, and I can't hang with them. But if I can be in that first chase pack like I was in St. George, that's going to just set me up for success on a much more frequent basis. I ran very well all year long, again, with the exception of the Collins Cup when I was pretty banged up and definitely shouldn't have ran, probably shouldn't have ran anyways there. But yeah, I mean, every race I was either, early on in the year, I had the best run in Miami, St. George, Florida. I was 2 seconds off that in St. George, despite the bike crash. And so I was running very well. I came back into Daytona post-surgery and still was able to put together a pretty good run despite, definitely a lack of run fitness. So that's a positive thing moving into the year. Obviously qualified for the Collins Cup, which was an amazing experience. I've been thinking about what I need to do to make sure that I'm in the qualifications for that moving forward. Obviously, if I execute and do what I need to do, I think I'll be up in the mix to get asked to come back. But that's definitely on my goal list for 2022, is to get asked to return back and represent the USA at the Collins Cup. And then another huge positive was just maintaining so many of the partnerships that I've had, long-term partners, as well as adding a few new partners. Obviously, this is very difficult to do without the support, without the sponsor support. And so, long-term partnerships are something that I value. And obviously, having you guys watch and listen and, like and help us with the metrics, that obviously helps us do our job for our partners as well. So thank you for that. Thank you for tuning in. Some of the things that didn't go as well as I would have hoped, obviously the result side of things weren't exactly what I wanted. I had a few decent performances, a few that left room for improvements, but overall, the not having the win, or at least a race where I can point to and just say, hey, everything went together on this day. Everything came together. I'm super happy about how I performed that day, despite whatever the outcome was. I didn't have a day that I could point to and say that was a great race. It was all I had. And this is the first year where I haven't been able to look back and do that and really do that. And, despite what the outcome is at the end, I want to feel like I've given it my all and made the right choices during the race and executed the game plan really well. So that's something I need to continue to work on, is being a little bit more consistent and, executing things to the best of my ability. I talked a little bit about the bike handling. I've definitely been trying to address this. The new VPR handles a lot better, and so that will help as well. But there's definitely a skill set that I need to continue to develop to be able to keep up with some of these top guys through the corners. And so that's definitely something that I'm continuing to address. And also, being able to bike more consistently in races. I've had some races where I just have a fantastic bike. I bike to what my training is reflected in how the performance goes. And this year I had a number of races that just didn't happen. And again, something that I need to continue to work on to just bring consistency to every race that I'm on. So one of the things that I've done at the end of every year is have a post-year meeting with the coaches. And one of the things that Julie challenged me to do at the end of last week was to put together a list of at least 5 things that I can address in my process, in my approach to training, or just in my day-to-day life, where I need to, that I can address and that I can improve on in order to be the best athlete that I possibly can be, in order to have a better chance of winning a world championships, that type of thing. And, just to be that, 1% better next year. And I'm still working on that list and really dialing in a few things that I need to address. But definitely number one on the list is getting my back sorted out. I've, talked about my low back issues all year and struggled with that. And, sometimes I talk about it, sometimes I don't, because I don't want it to become an excuse, but it's definitely something that's plagued me for quite a while. And I am definitely need to address this so it isn't a limiting factor. And that's so I've had a few doctor's appointments in the last week. I've been going to PT for the last month and change, specifically to address these issues. I'm working with Kevin, my strength coach, as well as Rin with PT, and really working on trying to make that so it's not as much of an issue, or hopefully not an issue in moving forward. I think I got a few answers this week, which will be great. So just need to be diligent about continuing on with the PT and making sure that I'm doing my job on the strength side of things, and taking that thing away, hopefully. Another major thing that I need, I've inherited a lot of great traits from my parents, but insomnia was definitely one that I got from my mom. My dad can fall asleep anywhere, especially when he's behind the wheel. My mom and I just typically have always struggled falling asleep, and I've taken a number of steps to try to address this and in the past, and some things work better than others, but there's definitely more that I can do and so making this as a priority. So those are two of the things that I'm definitely working on. Maybe I'll talk about the others that I come up with on the list once I know them, maybe not, but those are definitely two areas of improvement that I can have moving forward. One of the things that I definitely want to keep doing as we move forward is pushing out regular videos and keep the content flowing, I guess. I obviously appreciate all of you tuning in, and I'm hoping to keep putting out stuff that you want to watch. So I definitely have a few Ask the Prof videos coming out. I've got a few topics that I'm going to cover, a couple products that I've got slated to do a review on as well. But I'm always looking for suggestions. So if there's anything that you want me to cover specifically, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below, and I'll be happy to give them a dive in if it's something in the area of my expertise anyways. I'll do a full kind of explainer of my new VPR and the build on it, what I think about it, how it's different, what I like better about it. So I'll do a full review on that here coming up very shortly. I just wanted a few more rides on it before I push that out. But yeah, I'm really excited about continuing that partnership with QR for the next couple years, and the new VPR as well. And then, of course, I'll do some more day in the life stuff with some training. I'll do a video early on in the year to talk a little bit about my goals for the year, my schedule for the year, and also some new partnerships and things like that. My schedule from the year, just a little bit of a teaser. I don't know if you're all paying attention to the PTO's recent announcement, but I'll actually include a video clip of that here at the end of this video. But they're doing some really exciting things and just announced a couple major races. So I'll definitely be trying to fit the Canadian Open, the US Open, and the Collins Cup, of course, if I qualify, on my schedule. Very excited about those possibilities. And also a couple world championships. But I'll leave the video teaser here at the end and do another video with all of my goals and schedule for the year, at least tentative schedule for the year here moving forward after I get everything finalized. I appreciate you all following along with my journey. Please hit the thumbs up button on the way out. Make sure you subscribe to stay in touch with all the videos I've got coming out in the near future. And otherwise, I'll see you next time.